Hello, everybody, and welcome to our Let's Chat segment. And today we are going to be talking with the lovely Laureen Nowlan-Card. And I will read you a little bit about her bio. She's a fantastic lady. And yes, you'll find out. Anyway, Laureen Nowlan-Card is a Crown prosecutor with the BC Ministry of Attorney General and has been practicing criminal law since 1997. That's a long time.
It's a long time. Yeah, 23 years.
Yeah.
Yep.
Long time. She obtained her law degree from Dalhousie University in Nova Scotia after earning a Bachelor of Arts in Sociology and Political Science at the Acadia University. Over her 23 years of prosecuting criminal matters, Laureen has worked with thousands of victims of crime, including all forms of abuse. She is both trained and highly experienced in trauma-informed practice. And 6 years ago, Laureen expanded her career to include life coaching for women in the areas of women empowerment and public speaking. Laureen is the founder of Women Thriving After Trauma, an online community of resources. She lives in Victoria with her husband of 27 years and her 2 children. That's amazing.
Thank you.
Yes, it's amazing. The questions, it's amazing for everything. I mean, 27 years of marriage.
The 27 years of marriage is pretty amazing, right?
It's pretty amazing in itself and all of that good stuff. Anyway, so the questions that we're going to be asking Laureen are common questions that Laureen herself has been asked. And really it starts, where do I stand legally? Now, remember, this is not legal advice for you to take and go, okay, this is what I heard. This is common sense stuff that everybody needs to know that isn't actually very common knowledge. So don't replace your lawyer and don't replace anything. This is just for you to know. Now, I want you, if you're listening to this and you have a question that you want answered, please put it in the comments below this video and we will do a segment of answering your question for you. So everybody, here is the first question that we are going to be discussing today. I was abused and I want to take legal action against my abuser. What are my options, Laureen?
So first of all, knowing that my expertise is in criminal law, but there are 3 general forums that you would look at. And one is suing them civilly. One is making a criminal report and proceeding with the prosecution. And the other is, I think you need to look at your family law options, because most often there is a family law component to it, especially, you know, if your abuser is an ex-husband or a husband or partner. So those are your general options. The big difference between the 3 of them is this. If you have been the victim of a crime, then you're going to want to begin with considering reporting it to the police. That's where you would start with a criminal action. If you want to sue them civilly, then you would begin by hiring your own lawyer. And similarly, if you want to pursue something in family law, you would begin by reaching out to a family law lawyer. In all cases, I want to say that your priority needs to be to make yourself safe. So if you aren't in a safe situation to begin with, then that needs to be your priority. And there are lots of resources in the communities. I would encourage you to go online, look at what's available to you in your general area. If you don't have access to a computer, go to a library, use a public computer. And there are lots of victim services in the communities that can begin helping you on that road.
It is amazing how many people, like what did they say? The stats are 1 in 3 in girls and 1 in 5 in boys that are sexually assaulted, and they're all surrounded by the 3 big things, you know, fear, guilt, and shame. And usually they don't know what they're supposed to do. I mean, for me, I didn't know what I was supposed to do because it started when I was 5. So how am I supposed to charge anybody? So is there actually, and that's a question that I want to ask you, is there a statute of limitation on this? Like, what is that?
So in the criminal law, depending on what type of abuse you suffered, there can be a statute of limitations. But if it's so for example, a minor assault, and by minor, I mean something like grabbing your arm, Okay, that's minor. Sexual assault, more aggravated assault, something where you were harmed physically, those things, or long-term mental abuse where you were harmed psychologically, those things don't have statutes of limitations in the same sense. So there can be a 6-month statute of limitations on a very minor type of event, like a minor threat or a minor assault.
Right.
The other things don't necessarily have statute of limitations. There can be statute of limitations for civil suing, but that begins when you discovered that you were harmed. So when you were 5, you wouldn't have known that you had been harmed. But at the point that you become aware of it, that's when the clock starts to tick.
Very interesting. Very interesting. Well, I thank you, Laureen, for that insightful information, because like it's a question that you don't know what to do, and you don't know where your grounds are, and what can I do and what can't I do, and you know, it's been 40 years ago, and you know, may as well just let it be. But you know, knowing that they can still go after somebody is nice to know.
Yeah, there is definitely a lot of historical abuse claims criminally that go through the courts. So don't let that hold you back from reporting it to the police, that as the first step. And then you would go from there.
Oh, well, thank you. Thank you for that knowledge. And everybody, again, if you have a question that you want to ask Laureen about where you stand legally, if you've been a victim of abuse of any kind, please put your question in the comments, and we will certainly do a segment and we will answer all of those questions. Again, until the next time, we will talk to you soon. Bye.